This club right here, the TaylorMade Sim2 driver, isn't just another golf club. It's part of a revolution. Over the past 2 decades, TaylorMade has risen from a niche brand to one of the most dominant forces on the PGA Tour. But how did they do it? How did TaylorMade become a household name and gain the trust of so many top pros? Today, we're going to explore the secrets behind TaylorMade's takeover of the PGA Tour and why so many of the world's best players are using their clubs. It all started in 1979 when a man named Gary Adams had an idea that would change the game of golf forever. Adams was a golf equipment salesman, and at the time, drivers were made of wood, persimmon wood, to be exact. But Adams believed that metal could perform better, so he created the first ever metal driver, called the Pittsburgh Persimmon. At first, it wasn't easy to convince golfers to try a metal driver. People were skeptical, and most players thought a wooden driver was the only way to go. But Adams knew his metal driver had advantages. It was lighter, more durable, and allowed for more forgiveness on off-center hits. Slowly but surely, the TaylorMade metal driver began to gain traction. By the 1980s, TaylorMade had introduced a series of innovative drivers that were changing the game for golfers. But it wasn't just about the technology. TaylorMade understood something crucial. To grow, they needed to get their clubs into the hands of the pros. TaylorMade's strategy became clear. They wanted to dominate on the PGA Tour. The logic was simple. If the best players in the world used TaylorMade clubs, the brand would gain credibility, and golfers everywhere would want to follow suit. But that's easier said than done. In the world of professional golf, loyalty to certain brands runs deep. Getting players to switch was a huge challenge. So, how did TaylorMade do it? They started by investing in research and development. They weren't just making clubs, they were creating the most technologically advanced clubs on the market. With innovations like movable weights, adjustable hostels, and aerodynamic designs, TaylorMade consistently pushed the boundaries of what a golf club could do. In the 1990s, they launched the burner bubble driver, which became widely popular. It was revolutionary because it featured a bubble shaft that allowed players to generate more clubhead speed. This innovation caught the attention of both amateur and professional golfers alike. But TaylorMade's real breakthrough came in the early 2000s with the introduction of the R-Series drivers. The R500 series and the later R7 introduced movable weights for the first time, giving golfers the ability to adjust their ball flight by shifting the weights around the club head. This was a game changer. Suddenly, players could fine-tune their drivers to fit their swing perfectly, something that had never been possible before. The R7 quad driver, released in 2004, was the first to feature 4 movable weights, allowing for even more customization. This driver became a sensation on the tour, with many top pros switching to it, including players like Sergio Garcia and Retief Goosen. TaylorMade knew that having great technology wasn't enough. They needed star power, so they began aggressively signing some of the biggest names in golf. In the 2000s, they built a roster of tour pros that included major champions like Justin Rose, Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, and Sergio Garcia. These players weren't just using TaylorMade clubs, they were winning with them. Dustin Johnson in particular became synonymous with the brand. His incredible driving distance and accuracy with TaylorMade drivers helped solidify the company's reputation as a leader in distance technology. But it wasn't just about drivers. TaylorMade began expanding its offerings to include irons, wedges, and putters, becoming a one-stop shop for tour players. One of TaylorMade's biggest strengths is their marketing. They understood early on that to become the biggest brand in golf, they needed to connect with players at every level. Their ads and campaigns weren't just about selling clubs, they were about selling an experience. Whether it was the sleek design of the clubs, the impressive distances, or the stories of their top tour players, TaylorMade's iconic marketing campaigns like Made of Speed and Unmetal Your Woods played on the idea that they were always one step ahead of the competition. They didn't just want to sell clubs, they wanted to redefine what golfers thought was possible with their equipment. Another huge milestone in TaylorMade's takeover was their focus on adjustability. By the late 2000s, TaylorMade was pushing the boundaries of what adjustable drivers could do. The introduction of the R9 driver in 2009 took the movable weight technology from the R7 and added a new feature, adjustable loft. This allowed golfers to dial in their exact specifications for launch angle and ball flight, something that was previously only possible through custom fittings. Golfers now had the ability to fine-tune their clubs like never before. And this wasn't just a gimmick. This adjustability made a real difference for pros on tour, allowing them to optimize their equipment for different courses and conditions. As the 2010s rolled around, TaylorMade wasn't done innovating. In fact, they were just getting started. In 2016, they introduced the M-Series drivers, starting with the M1 and M2. These clubs were different from anything TaylorMade had ever produced before. The M1 and M2 drivers featured a revolutionary multi-material design with a carbon composite crown. This lightweight carbon material allowed engineers to reposition the weight lower and deeper in the club head, increasing forgiveness and helping players hit the ball higher and further. The M2 in particular was a massive success because of its ease of use for golfers of all skill levels. This carbon crown technology became the foundation of TaylorMade's future driver designs, and it marked a significant shift in how drivers were made. By using lighter materials, TaylorMade was able to push the limits of club performance even further. Perhaps the most high-profile moment in TaylorMade's rise to dominance was their signing of Tiger Woods in 2017. Tiger had been without an official equipment sponsor for some time, and his decision to sign with TaylorMade was a huge statement. Tiger Woods, arguably the greatest golfer of all time, had been the face of Nike Golf for much of his career. But after Nike stopped producing golf equipment, Woods needed new clubs. When he signed with TaylorMade, it was a major win for the brand. TaylorMade now had not only the hottest young players in the world, but also the most iconic golfer of all time on their roster. Tiger's switch to TaylorMade equipment wasn't just about branding, it was about performance. Woods trusted the company's innovation, especially in their woods and irons, and that trust was validated as he went on to win the 2019 Masters using a TaylorMade driver and irons. This victory was not only a personal comeback for Woods, but also a huge marketing victory for TaylorMade, solidifying their status as the premier golf equipment brand. In 2020, TaylorMade introduced the Sim series of drivers. Sim, which stands for Shape and Motion, continued the company's tradition of pushing the boundaries of golf technology. These drivers were designed with aerodynamics in mind, helping golfers generate even more clubhead speed. The combination of a streamlined design, carbon crown, and adjustable weight technology made the Sim drivers an instant success. The Sim 2 driver, released in 2021, built on this success by improving the original design and adding even more forgiveness and customization options. Players like Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, and Colin Morikawa all put the Sim 2 in their bags, and the results spoke for themselves. Major championships, PGA Tour wins, and dominating performances across the board. So, why has TaylorMade taken over the PGA Tour? It's a combination of innovation, star power, and performance. They built clubs that give golfers real, measurable advantages, more distance, more control, and more customization. And they've consistently signed some of the best players in the world to showcase their technology on the biggest stages. TaylorMade's dominance isn't just about marketing, it's about creating clubs that perform at the highest level. The players on the PGA Tour are using TaylorMade because they believe these clubs give them the best chance to win. And when the best players in the world are using your equipment, amateur golfers follow suit. Let's take a look at some numbers. TaylorMade drivers have consistently ranked among the most used on the PGA Tour for over a decade. In fact, as of 2021, TaylorMade drivers were in the bags of more top 10 finishers on the PGA Tour than any other brand. Players like Dustin Johnson, who won the 2020 Masters, and Colin Morikawa, who won the 2021 Open Championship, both used TaylorMade irons during their victories. These clubs are trusted by the best because they deliver results. One of the biggest reasons TaylorMade has taken over the PGA Tour is their focus on customization. TaylorMade understands that every golfer is different. From swing speed to launch angle to ball flight, no two players are the same. That's why they've made adjustability a core feature of their clubs. Whether it's movable weights in their drivers, the adjustable loft sleeves, or the ability to fine-tune irons and wedges to exact specifications, TaylorMade offers players the tools they need to optimize their performance. This level of customization has made their clubs incredibly popular on tour, where even the smallest tweak can mean the difference between winning and losing. What's next for TaylorMade? If history is any indication, they're not slowing down anytime soon. TaylorMade continues to push the envelope with new technologies, from carbon crowns to aerodynamic designs, and they're always looking for new ways to give golfers an edge. But it's not just about the clubs. TaylorMade has also made strides in ball technology, with their TP5 and TP5X golf balls becoming favorites among tour pros. These balls offer a combination of distance, control, and feel that has made them a serious competitor to longtime industry leaders like Titleist. As TaylorMade continues to innovate and expand its product offerings, there's no doubt they'll remain a dominant force on the PGA Tour for years to come. So, why did TaylorMade take over the PGA Tour? It's simple: innovation, performance, and the ability to connect with both pros and amateurs alike. From the early days of the metal driver to the modern era of carbon crowns and sim technology, TaylorMade has consistently pushed the boundaries of what's possible in golf. But more than anything, they built clubs that work. They've earned the trust of the world's best players, and in doing so, they've become a brand that every golfer, whether they're on the PGA Tour or playing a weekend round, wants in their bag. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the biggest names in golf.